Oh, yeah.
What a nice place this is, eh?
Yeah.
Lots of nice open space for trapping, and I can grow my crops to their full potential.
Yes, I hear the Hudson's Bay Company is moving down here to the Oregon Territory. It's becoming a big hotspot for trade and commerce.
Yeah, they're building a fort near here. It's called, one sec. It's called, Fort Vancouver.
What about the Spanish and the Russians? Didn't they claim this land as their own?
They do, but I hear the British and Americans are going to make a treaty to control all of this land.
Ah, we'll just have to see what happens. I don't know if those Americans are willing to give up without a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Work. Yeah.
Yes, the Oregon fir, a common tree in this area. Very useful for lumber and other resources. I'm impressed by both the fertility and the economic prosperity of this land. I feel that it has a lot of potential for a colony, although it will require a leader of a great caliber and ability. John McLaughlin is the perfect match for this area. I must write to him immediately and have him come aboard with my operation.
Dear John, my voyage to America has been successful. I am seeing the vast economic possibilities of the surrounding landscape. The land is fertile, the rivers robust with native fish, and the forests teeming with game. I see a place of possibilities for you and your natural leadership. Join me in a pursuit of wealth and success. I invite you, my dear John. Come to Oregon. Do not fear new experiences, John, for it is that which drives us towards prosperity. Regards, George Simpson. Mrs. Simpson, how are you doing today?
Fine, Mr. Polk. Still planning the future of this colony.
Mr. Simpson, what's happened with your voice?
Unfortunately, I've been traveling a lot recently and my voice has been stricken by a very bad cold.
Oh, I see.
I apologize for the misdemeanor of my dinner.
Now, Mr. Simpson, you said you were planning the future of this colony. Well, that makes no logic to me, for it is a well-known fact that this land is owned by the governing states of the United States of America.
That fact is disputable. I've sent a letter to Mr. McLaughlin, which I expect will be received with a swift and positive response. Once he is this colony's new leader, he will embody its future.
That's outrageous. Everyone knows that this land is just as much America's as it is yours.
Please consider that once we have procured our forage, we will be as generous as to allow the Americans to settle south of the Columbia River. My men hold the power to lead any citizen. We plan to settle and embody the spirit of the British Empire.
Come now, George. Don't think me a fool. Everyone knows that the South is much smaller and has less potential than the North. You're trying to fool me. I say we sell this like men.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, you'll see.
I have a lot of work and organization to complete. I believe you've overstayed your welcome. Goodbye, Mr. Punk. Enter.
Mr. Simpson, we, the people of this sovereign state, have come to an agreement with the terms set out by you regarding the relations between Russia and Britain in the Oregon Territory. We have agreed that, in return of Britain providing us with food, we will stay above the 5440 parallel. We look forward to this venture and hope that you stay loyal to the cause. Please write back as soon as possible so that we can receive your confirmation by signature of this document. Regards, Tsar Nicholas I.
Please take a seat. I've been looking forward to this meeting anxiously.
George, it's nice to see you too. I assume that you are looking to discuss the trading posts of the Hudson Bay.
Yes, I've undergone some problems in the coastal posts. Our trading alliances are becoming weakened, and our trading partners with the natives is becoming diminished.
I see. Have you developed a plan of action to remain profitable in this time?
That's the purpose of this meeting. You see, I have a proposal I doubt you can reject. It is regarding Fort Vancouver.
I see no reason why. The fort is well supplied, and I cannot foresee a physical attack.
Yes, but there's always an imminent risk. Nevertheless, I want you to run Fort Victoria. This new fort will be our primary factory, supplying furs for the HBC. Its location in the island will bring economic prosperity to both our company and the Canadian citizens.
I cannot deny how intriguing your offer is. When do you plan to begin the building of the fort? I will require some time to start up a new life on the island.
Good evening, ladies, gentlemen. I am pleased to announce that I'll be running for President of the United States. Now, you may be wondering, what makes a great leader? Someone that looks out for the well-being of their people, of their country. Someone that makes and looks for ways of making their country better. Someone that is patriotic and believes in what they stand for. People of this great nation, I can assure you that I contain the needs required to become president. And with my new plan of action and the help of the government beside me, we can abolish the economic troubles of America and lead our country into success and prosperity. The Hudson's Bay Company and the entire British Empire are neglecting the rights of the American people. They are expanding to new plots of land that are rightfully ours. The construction of Fort Vancouver is set up right next to the border. They are trying to mock us with their power. Well, I say, no more. With me as your president, I will conquer the 5440 parallel and expand our land across Fort Vancouver, making the trade post rightfully ours. This will present new economic possibilities and a strong, healthy trade. This is what I can promise you if you elect James K. Polk for president. Remember, 5440 or fight.
John, I'm glad you've come after receiving the letter. It's good to see you, old friend.
Very good. Thank you, good friend.
I'm excited to be here. I knew you'd have something planned.
Gentlemen, I called you here today to discuss the situation about Fort Vancouver and Fort Victoria.
What is there to discuss?
Which one of you will be running the new fort, and the other taking over the existing fort?
Because of my years of experience working in Fort Vancouver, I believe John McLaughlin here should be the one running the new fort while I keep my position.
Well, since there is a new fort being built in Victoria, and I have less experience in this, I think that James Douglas here should build the fort.
That is a good point. But since I have more knowledge in working in Fort Vancouver, I should continue working my original post.
Gentlemen, please settle down. I believe both of you have the experience necessary to run Fort Vancouver. However, James Douglas has the experience necessary to bring it to its full prosperity.
Very well. I respect your decision. Hopefully, Fort Victoria thrives as much as Fort Vancouver has.
I'm glad you are entrusting me with this prestigious opportunity to run Fort Vancouver.
Thank you for your time, gentlemen. I expect the forts will be thriving soon enough.
With all due respect, sir, why the sudden decision of creating this new fort on the coast of British Columbia? What are your motives?
My dear James, I fear for the state of this great company. James Polk is running a very convincing presidential run, and if he is to be elected, he will most definitely put everything in his power to expand the United States to the 5440 parallel and seize Fort Vancouver for his own.
Ah, I see. So this is sort of a backup plan in case things go wrong.
Exactly. What he doesn't know is what we can do just as well with another fort, such as Fort Victoria. Mr. McLaughlin, I am entrusting you with one of our company's most prized possessions. Defend it well.
I will, with all my might, sir.
Very well, gentlemen. I'm glad we had this discussion. You may now go on your way to your posts. Remember, the fate of the Hudson's Bay Company is resting on your shoulders. Let you not disappoint.
Understood.
Ah, finally. 5440 is ours, and the HBC has been pushed back to the northern coast. All of the Oregon Territory belongs to the Great America. The British will no longer be bothering us, and no fight will be necessary.
It is bad news, I fear. James Polk has won the elections and has annexed Fort Vancouver. We can no longer operate out there. We have to transfer everything out to Fort Victoria.
That is bad news. Alas, it is good that you built Fort Victoria. That was some great foresight you had to set it up. It'll be our fallout option now that no business can be done in Fort Vancouver.
Yes, all our goods and men must be moved back up north, and business must continue as normal. I expect to lead your new fort well, James. We cannot suffer any more setbacks to our work.
Yes, I shall work hard to ensure a good economy for the island and expand our business to connect all the people on the island. I will not let this bad news dampen my spirits. There is a lot of work to be done moving our operations up to Fort Victoria.
On then, for Sparta!